So today we did metric conversions in class, and I'm going to try to show you a really simple, easy way. I think it's easy to do these conversions. First, we're going to start off just by drawing our metric staircase, which has 7 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm just going to write a few things up here. I'm not going to fill it all in like our other metric staircase. I'm just going to write some key things. At the top here, I'm just going to write kilo. In the middle here, our middle step, I'm going to write all of our base metric units like meter, gram, and liter. The very bottom step, I'm going to write milli. And right here, since we're using centimeter, I'm going to write centi right there. Remember, there are other things on these steps, but we're not using them in our class. You will learn about them later. So, the type of problem that I'm going to give you on a test is going to look like this. You'll see something like 7 grams equals something milligrams. Now, there's already a few things that you have to know here. First, you need to know that G is representing gram, and mg is representing milligram. So, right away, you need to know that stuff before you can even do the conversion. Because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to know how to convert it. So I'm going to go ahead and write 7G right there. And let's find out where we're going. We want to get to milligram. Milligrams all the way down here. So we want to find out really 2 things. Which direction are we going, right or left, and how many steps. So to get to milligram, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and write out right here 7.0, because that's where you would find the decimal. Even though this just says 7, there's a decimal there. 7.0 is the same thing. So I'm going 1, 2, 3 steps to the right, and I'm going to move my decimal place 3 steps to the right. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my decimal there. Now I can't just leave these openings here. I need to put zeros in there. And I end up with 7,000. 7,000 milligrams. All I did was find out where I'm at and where I'm going, count how many steps I'm going there, and which direction I'm going. Let's do another one. Let's say, I don't know, 4.8 liters. Remember, we like to use a capital L for liter. And I want to find out how many milliliters that is. So, let's find out. Here's liters, and here's milliliters. Same thing. I'm going to go to the right, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 steps. So I have 4.8. I'm going to take my decimal and go 1, 2, 3 steps to the right, put my zeros in there. These little, I don't know, it kind of looks like a little egg holder. Think of your zeros as little eggs that you need to fill in there. And I end up with 4,800 milliliters. Now, I think that's a pretty easy way to remember. Does it work going the other way? Let's find out. Let's say I have 12 centimeters. So the problem would look like this. 12 cm equals, and I want to find out how many, let's not do meters, let's do kilometers. km for kilometer. So which direction am I going? Here's centimeters. That's where I'm at, and I want to get to kilometers. So I'm going this way. I'm going to the left. How many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't count the one you're already on. So here's 12. Where's my decimal place? Oh, yeah, it's right after the 2. 12.0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up with 0.00012 kilometers. Now you'll notice I also put a 0 in front of my decimal point. You always want to do that. That way I know for sure that there is a decimal point there. Always make sure you put a 0 in front of it. Is there any other way to do this? Yeah, let's talk about that. I like that way because it's nice. You can just count, and you know which direction you're supposed to move. You know how many steps you're supposed to move. But there is another way. If you're going down the metric staircase, each step, you just multiply your number times 10. If you're going up the metric staircase, each step, you divide by 10. Let's try that out with, I don't know, grams. Let's say you have 17 grams. Okay? So 17 grams equals something kilograms. Well, we want to go to this step. So 17 divided by 10 is 1.7. Divided by 10 to get up to the next step, 0.17. And divided by 10 to get up the next step, 0.017. Hope I'm doing my math right. So you can do it that way. Same thing if you're going down. You just multiply times 10. So to get to this step, it would be 170. This step, 1,700. And then finally, 17,000. Can you do it any other way? Yeah, of course. You could just remember that you multiply times 1,000 to get from the center down to here, and you divide by 1,000 to get from the center up to kilo. You can just remember you multiply times, gosh, what is it, 1,000,000 to get from the top to the bottom, or divide by 1,000,000 to get from the bottom to the top. You can remember it a number of different ways. These are just a couple ways that I think are easy to remember. Now, can you use your metric staircase on the test? You cannot bring it with you. But I will give you a piece of scratch paper, and when you get to the test, if you want to sit down and draw your metric staircase and fill in whatever information you need to, that's great. I don't mind. You can't bring it, but you can write it out as soon as you sit down. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, definitely ask me in class. But there you go. And if you think of another way to do it that you think is even better, let me know. And if I like it, we'll share it.